The new song is Sticks and Stones. Yes, you've heard that phrase before, but now it's utilized in a much heavier and darker way because it's aggressive rock music. That's how we get our emotions out.
Yep.
Yes, I'm here with Chad from Mudvayne 93X. If you're enjoying this and you share the link, we appreciate that. Don't stink. But Chad, let's get into it. Sticks and Stones, new song out now. Obviously, what is the deep emotional core of this track? Everybody asks you that corny question, but it's the truth. What's going on here?
I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of different things with it. It's just, we talk about, how we were taught our whole life, like sticks and stones may break my bones, but words would never hurt me. And it's like, no, they do, so just kind of like there's a lot of references in it, the child, that like I was a child that was used as a weapon. You know what I mean? You see that a lot in the world that we live in today. Their kids, they're, divorced parents or whatever, treat their kids like bullets. You know what I mean? Like just to, fire over at the bow at one another, and they don't even take into consideration the child. You know what I mean? And it's just like, words are powerful. Words are powerful. So just kind of maybe just my just kind of another one of those break the cycle kind of things, like recognize what you're doing with your words, because words do hurt. We see it all the time in social media, people being bullied and attacked and stuff by just, people writing something, you know what I mean? It affects people deeply. And, we just have to understand, and to the power of family, you know what I mean? It's just like, the line, blood doesn't wash out, it stains, it's the truth, man. It's like, it's hard to get out from under family trauma because it comes from people that you love very much generally, and it's just like, we got to be careful about the kind of trauma that we inflict on people, so I think that's some of the backbone of it.
It's the truth, but then it's like the core of what you are. I know you wrote music about people you lost in your life. I was listening to LD50.
I wrote
this, and you wrote plenty about your grandmother on that record with Death Blooms, and I've read up on that. And then it's kind of neat that this is much more cathartic at another level. Like they were going to another deeper level, almost like it's therapy to a degree. Like, all right, we have to get to that new trauma,
Yeah, it is. And it's like, I've been using music to flush my trauma for years. You know what I mean? I thought that it was going to be a way for me to exercise my demons. And then one thing I didn't think about it, because I was novice and new and didn't know any better, it's like, oh, okay, now you get to play these songs every single night. And like,
gotta relive
always, and I do. So it's just like, what sucks is I don't go, anytime that I play a song, I don't go back to the time that I penned the song. What I go back to is the time that created it for me to pen the song. So I literally go back to the action, not go back to when I wrote it. I go back to the time that inspired me to write it. So
you're a method performer. What do they call it? The actors say he drops into the character.
Oh yeah, I'm absolutely. But it's, and I just like, I'd love to use, because music was such a reminder to me that I wasn't alone. You know what I mean? I didn't give a shit who Master of Puppets was written for. I thought he wrote it about me. You know what I mean? It was my song. You know what I mean? So many metal songs were my song. I felt like they were written for me. Like they wrote it for me. And there's no way in hell. But I love to remind people that they're not alone. Like, because it's a big thing. Like abuse, neglect, any kind of trauma is lonely. You know what I mean? Lonely. You don't walk, to the bus stop next to me like, yeah, my dad sat around and watched a baseball game last night. Cool. My dad beat the shit out of me. You know what I mean? You just don't talk about it. No. Well, if you don't talk about it, where do you do it? You push it down, because that's got to be cool, right? Because if no harm's going to come from me pushing this down, right? I'm just going to push it down. No big deal.
Yeah, it's really great. I need a kidney stone in my soul. That's what I need.
Pushing it down like gunpowder, right? Yeah. And then pushing it down. Okay, here's the wadding. Now here's the fuse. Here we go. You know what I mean? Like, you're just a powder keg, right? And but when you realize that someone else has been through, or something speaks to you where you're just like, oh, you know what I mean? Like, he's been through what I'm going through. Now you don't feel alone. You know what I mean? And maybe it inspires you to open your mouth and talk about it. you know, we don't talk about a lot when we're in the moment, but so many people do later in life because they're tired of wrestling with it. So they go to really serious therapy, you know, and work through it. You know, that's why I do it. You know what I mean? I go to a straight up, you know, trauma therapist, you know what I mean? And I work through that stuff, you know, but there are answers, you know what I mean? There are answers out there. But I think it kind of starts with, you know, sharing and talking about it, you know.
So obviously
I think it's cathartic.
Yes, I mean, but that's what heavy music has always been. And there's so many people that reach out to us at the station. Like we have fun, silly, lighthearted songs, but a lot of people are like, no, that's my song for this. This is my song for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you write to that another very, very heavy track. One of the heaviest songs I've heard this year, but also heavy emotionally as well, is Hurt People, Hurt People. Brand new song as well. Obviously kind of in that same vein, but has it's straight heavy all the way through. It's 100 miles per hour all the way through. Tell me about putting that song together in terms of just composition and what you guys were looking for.
I knew that, like, you know, because I was just to the point where, like, we have to release new music. This is crazy. We've been back for 4 years. We got to release some new music. You know, I put like an exclamation point on it, like, we have to release new music. You know, and I'm like, you know, Sticks or whatever. It's a great track, you know, but we're Mudvayne and we're a heavy band, and we've always been a heavy band, and we're a deep band, and we have written those, you know, the happies and the not fallings and the world so colds and stuff like that, like those more deeper, you know, easier tracks, you know what I mean? And I just, like, if we're gonna release new music, we have to come back and put the exclamation point on the end of Mudvayne. We are Mudvayne. Here we are. Hi, you know, slap people in the mouth with it, you know. Like leading with Sticks and Stones, it wouldn't have the same impact. This is a very Hurt People is a very much hi, we're back, you know. And then you go to the next one, you know, the next one down the line. I think it makes them both more powerful.
Yes, they have a duality, but they play into each other pretty well.
I don't think Hurt People would have been as well received as it was if it would have came after Sticks. You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
You yell before you sing. I mean that in conversation, you know?
Totally.
I have the same thing. I do stand up, and all of the stuff I really enjoy doing are I'm very angry with this thing.
Yeah, totally.
But I'm also like, you can't go on stage and just do that for 45 minutes. You have to have peaks and valleys and different stuff with that. You come from Peoria, small town in Illinois, not too far away from where I grew up as well. And my first time seeing you guys, I'm from Chicago. Okay. So, but first time seeing you guys though was Ozfest, and I was like, a band from like a small town like Peoria is on this huge Ozfest. And now there's this revival of bands from that time. You guys are doing the LD 50/50 tour, that first swing of September here, right as this song comes out, Sticks and Stones. You guys have a swing through Iowa, Illinois, and Wisconsin. What's it like to be one of those bands from the middle of America? There's so many, we're from California, we're from here. Maybe we came from the Nashville system. You guys are Midwest born and bred, but still have a complete vision of what you want it to be, and have had longevity and have gone away and come back. What's it like to come back to the Midwest again?
I think it's awesome. I mean, I love it, dude. Like the Midwest is like, you know, it's like the best, like attendance and stuff like that, dude. It's the same way, like, you know, us being musicians from there, we were bored. We were bored kids, you know what I mean? Like, so this is what we did, you know what I mean? And like, people are still bored there, you know what I mean? So that makes the shows fantastic. Like the shows are amazing in the Midwest. You know what I mean? It's a lot of fun, and it's like a homecoming too. You know what I mean? It's like I'm Midwest born and bred, you know what I mean? So I get to go home, you know what I mean, all over the Midwest, you know what I'm saying? So it's really cool, man. I love it. I can't wait to play these new songs for people. I'm really excited about that.
So tell me about managing that balance, because you're going to do LD 50/50, the big album that everyone kind of found you first on for the most part, and then you have to balance it with the new songs. How do you put a set list like that together? There has to be some songs you're like, all right, maybe we get that on the next show. We got to get this on this show, and it seems like a challenge.
You know, I mean, we got like, you know, I mean, people would be pissed if we didn't play Not Falling. People would be pissed if we didn't play Happy. People would be pissed if we didn't play World So Cold. You know what I mean? There's a lot of other really cool, you know, those are just, you know, the top three that aren't on LD50 probably. You know, like I want to give them a show. I want to give people a release. That's what this is about. This is about leaving all your problems at home and coming up, you know, showing up to the show and letting go, man, opening your hand and letting go and you know, having a good time. I want to, you know, I want to create a great memorable metal experience for people, because God knows I had them growing up, man. You know, when I was on the fan side of it, you know, I'm still on the fan side of it. I'm still a fan, you know, and I love bands from the Midwest. I love bands from the West Coast. I love bands from the East Coast, man. Like good music's good music. I don't give a shit where it was made, you know what I mean? So
all right, I don't want to hold you up here, but yes, new song is Sticks and Stones. It's out now. Hurt People also streaming everywhere. A big swing through the Midwest, and maybe even more new music to come.
We'll see. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. Well, it's a new space. You don't have to like drop a whole new album. There's
right.
There's no traditional like release schedule anymore.
Yeah.
You know?
I like that. I really like that.
I got a notification. There's new music. You know, like
totally.
That's how it is.
All right,
Chad. Thank you so much for the time.
Hey, man,
really
thank you so much
it.
Thanks for having me, man.
Absolutely, buddy. 93X Minneapolis. We've always loved you guys. You guys are,
dude. I love Minneapolis, bro. You got some great food.
Yeah,
we did the End of All Things to Come. We wrote it in Minneapolis at a studio called CD Underbelly. John Cooker owned it, and then we recorded End of All Things to Come in Cannon Falls at Packenberg.
Oh, all right. Yeah.
So I've got a long standing history with Minneapolis.
There, you get some nice little isolation out there in the
woods.
I
love it. I'll take it. All right, man.
All right. Thank you for the time, buddy. Take care.
Yeah, bye.